and we are back live from Magnolia High School. YouTube likes to kick you off about every 2 hours or so from your live stream, so nothing new there. We're back up and running fine. This next event is the 3,200 meter. Corey, who we got in this one? Because it looks like a lot.
Yeah, it looks like we got Westby and Milliken there on the inside, and actually that I believe that's going to be it. Now that we've thought that there was multiple runners.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, Westby and Milliken on my sheet, they're projected to go 2 and 4. Bryn in the second spot and Lauren in the fourth spot. Is that what you have on your
exactly
list
what I
over
have.
there? Okay, so Victoria Ortega has ran the fastest qualifying time on my sheet, and then Rachel Barnhart. We sound like broken records between Ortega, Barnhart, Lou Allen, Westby, and Milliken. It's like we keep saying their names over and over, but that's kind of where we're sitting.
And where is Ortega from?
Ortega's from Maumelle.
That's right.
And that's why, Ortega doing what she's done is one of the reasons, and Lou Allen obviously also one of the reasons why Maumelle is in second place and we're not currently.
Right. Maumelle is in second place. Let's go ahead and look at our scores. With 98 points at the last update, Sylvan Hills. Maumelle at 72 and Vilonia at 67.5. So a little bit of a mountain to climb. Don't want to say a mountain quite yet, but a hill. It's kind of like darts. In darts, the first person throws, they get a bullseye. You now know what you have to do to come back and beat them. The Vilonia Eagles will know what they have to do in the last few events because they are going to understand where Sylvan Hills is just because Sylvan Hills will be wiped out here after a little while.
Look at Westby here. She is way out in front of the pack, and while I like that, it concerns me just a little bit because you want to be in the lead at the very end. Sometimes being up front, you don't know where to pace yourself because you don't know how far ahead of the pack you are.
Right.
And you might, use up a little bit of juice you need for the end of the race. Now, we'll say this about Westby. She's an excellent runner, runs all the time. If anybody knows what they're doing, it's her. I'm going to trust her. Looks like maybe Sylvan Hills has one runner in this, but she's way back in the pack, and I don't anticipate her being a factor. So this is definitely a spot where Westby and Milliken need to step up and, take some of those points back from both Maumelle and Sylvan Hills and try to get – we probably after this event need to be in the second spot. We need 18 points here.
We need to place 1 and 2. We need to place 1 and 2 without a doubt. Milliken has the ability here. We had her placed at I think 4th earlier in the 1600, and she ended up finishing at 6th overall, I believe. And that was for her. You just got to have it from her and Westby right here. This is it. The rest of these events for the Lady Eagles have to go perfect. We need to jump up a couple spots to be able to take home a state championship. Bryn Westby's not supposed to win this. If she pulls this off in the 3,200 meter, it will be insane.
Yes, it would be absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it's just exactly what I said. It's an opportunity to. We're gonna gain some points on Sylvan Hills here.
Yes.
There's no doubt about it. But we've got to gain a bunch of points in just a couple of events left, and it would go a long way if Westby could score 10 here in the 3,200. There's no doubt about it.
Believe it or not, if we score 18 points right here, we are now down to Sylvan Hills by 3 points. That puts us right back in it. You need desperately Lauren Milliken to pull up in the front of that pack.
It would certainly make the 4x400 quite interesting because there's only 4 seconds separating Vilonia and Sylvan Hills in the 4x4, and that's something that can be overcome.
It's the race of the day.
It is.
It's the race of the day. That's the one we're looking for is a girls 4x4. Here, Victoria Ortega from Maumelle. She runs 11 minutes, 57 seconds, and then that .06 hundredths. Still haven't really learned how to say that yet. But one of the things I want to mention here, you saw Westby got out to a big lead to start, and here's one of the reasons I don't like that, because she's come back now with that pack. If she'd have just stayed with that pack, she'd have been able to conserve some energy. How will that play out in that last 400, 800 meters when those kicks really start to dig in?
It's hard to say at this point. As I said, Westby is a seasoned runner. She runs cross country. She runs track. I see her and her mom up there at the school just running for fun, apparently. I guess running is fun.
Can you do that? Runner's high? Is that a thing too?
Yeah, I think it is. So, I mean, she knows what she's doing. I think she's still going to have some left for the kick at the end. You certainly hope she didn't waste too much energy there, as actually Milliken breaks to the lead now, and Westby is back in the pack a little bit. Ortega is there in third. It's a runner from Magnolia in second, and Barnhart coming up on the outside.
Barnhart projected to get third in this event with Lauren Milliken at fourth. You only have 2 girls in the whole state that average under 12 minutes. That's Bryn Westby and Victoria Ortega. Ortega from Maumelle. You don't need Ortega to put up a 10 spot right here. You really, really want to see the Eagles take 1 and 2.
Certainly. Currently a Little Rock Christian runner. That is Kate Barnes in the lead. And the runner from Magnolia is, where is she on the list? Wow. Okay, Janie Barnum. She's ranked 14th coming into the meet, and she's currently running up there in the top 2, I should say.
Yeah, she is, and I don't. That's a definite surprise.
There's actually 2 Christian runners. That's Audrey Funk also coming up, I believe.
We saw Funk place very well earlier. She was in 11th coming into one of the events and ended up placing very highly. So
Westby's making a move on the outside again. She doesn't want that lead pack to get too far out of reach. And you see, it's interesting what she's doing. She's pacing herself with Barnhart right now.
Right.
And Ortega is back there with Milliken. So that's where we stand. Westby goes back to the lead here when we've ran 1,000 meters of 3,200.
In the 3,200. For the girls category, pre-qualifying times, they're not easy to reach, but you had Victoria Ortega, Bryn Westby, Rachel Barnhart, and Lauren Milliken are the only 4 in the state that pre-qualified in this event. So they're your top 4 coming in, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that top 4. You just don't know how that's going to shake out right here.
That's right. I look at the 5A record on the girls' 3,200 meter, and that is a 10-minute and 17-second run all the way back in 1987, which that's the way you posted results back in 1987 is by taping them to the wall with masking tape. Just saying.
Did you say 10:07, 10:17?
11:17 now.
Okay, 11:17.
That's for 5A, which back in 87, 5A was like your Fayettevilles and your Conways and whatnot, Little Rock Central.
Right. That's what people wanted to move to run track.
Definitely. The overall girls' record for the 3,200 meter in the state of Arkansas, 10 minutes and 40 seconds.
That didn't actually happen. There's no way. I don't believe that.
In 2012 by a young lady named Emily Meyer. I don't know what school she's from, but she holds the overall 3,200 meter record
School of the
in
Olympics.
the state of Arkansas.
That is unrealistic.
I heard she flew in from the training facility out in Colorado Springs for that event and flew right back out there.
Yeah. There definitely was a lot of hype coming into this track meet over the Vilonia team and the Sylvan Hills team, as there still is as the Eagles try to close the gap that Sylvan Hills has created a little bit. But right now it looks like a Maumelle runner. That is Ortega.
No, that's not Ortega. That's Aaliyah Rowe.
You're right. Yeah, it is Aaliyah Rowe from Maumelle. She is now taking that first spot and gaining a little bit of ground. Right behind her is Barnhart from Greenbrier, projected to get third. Westby and Milliken still in the middle of that pack. I say the middle. Westby trying to get some separation on the front side.
Yeah, that's Ortega in third right there.
Yes, it is.
Westby's right behind her. Milliken's kind of back there in that next group. And there's the 3,200 takes so long. There's so many lead changes in it.
Yeah.
It's quite remarkable to watch it play out.
Wow.
Here come the Little Rock Christian runners again trying to get back up into that lead pack.
This pack is now spreading out a little bit. Nerves are running high. You got about 4 minutes to go here for these runners. And what happens in this next 4 minutes is going to decide whether or not the Lady Eagles take home a ring in this track state championship.
Yeah, got a little bit of work to do. Like we said, Westby and Milliken are back there in 6th and 7th currently. And they both are going to have some kick left at the end to try to chase down that lead pack.
Right.
But, Ortega, you expect her to be up there. Rachel Barnhart, you expect her to be up there. The Little Rock Christian runners, I mean.
Yeah,
that's kind of a shock, as well as Aaliyah Rowe. Who saw that coming?
Yeah, Aaliyah Rowe is at number 5 in the state overall coming into this. And then Allie Parkinson from Little Rock Christian and Katie Barnes from Little Rock Christian are number 7 and number 9 in the state coming into this. Parkinson is a freshman, and then Barnes is a sophomore, so they've got some good young running there at Little Rock Christian as Sylvan Hills You see the only runner from Sylvan Hills in this event brings up the back of the pack. That's one good thing from this, is that Sylvan Hills will pick up 0 points through this, and that will help the Lady Eagles. I think that's Rachel Morden or Abby Ain from Sylvan Hills, one or the other. But she makes up the rear, as the front pack, as of right now, doesn't feature a Lady Eagle.
Yeah, and that hurts my heart. I'm going to be honest with you. So, yeah, I mean, 2 Little Rock Christian runners, 2 Maumelle runners, and a Greenbrier. And then you've got Westby and Milliken back in the second group. But, I mean, they're still in the points, but not where we would want them to be if we're going to make that push at Sylvan Hills right here at the end of the track meet.
Wow. That right there, this last lap makes or breaks the track meet. I do believe this is the final lap of the 3,200. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I didn't hear the gun, so there might actually still be another lap.
Okay. Well,
yeah, the gun did not go off.
I don't mind taking a couple more here, because we need Westby and Milliken to do something, but right now they're in that second pack, and if it finished right now, Westby would finish at around that 6 mark, 7 mark, and I don't know if Milliken would be in the top 8.
Westby's in 7th, and Milliken just, if she can overtake the Valley View runner, nope, she's in 9th currently.
And that right there, if you finish at 7, what is it? Is that 3 points, I believe?
7th is 2 points, and Milliken would get none in 9th. You got to get top 8 to point.
Right. I did think Milliken was an 8. If she does take that 8 spot, right now
4,
Westby
5,
falling
6,
behind.
7, 8. So currently Westby's in 8th and Milliken's in 9th. Is where we stand.
And we're used to seeing Bryn Westby number 2 in the state. Her PR is behind Victoria Ortega's PR by just 0.9 seconds. And in a 3,200, that's not a lot.
No, that's not a lot at all. And, Drake, something I'm going to point out here is I know Westby and Milliken are giving it everything they absolutely can out there.
Yeah.
But, it's the first day we've really had any kind of heat and humidity. These Eagle runners have not been able to acclimate themselves to it. Every single track meet we've been to this year has pretty much been cold, like winter weather, like I'm putting on extra pullovers and jackets just to stay warm. So even the conference meet last week up in Harrison, I was glad I'd carried a coat and an extra pullover because it was cold up there.
Right.
So it might be taking a toll on these Eagle runners just not being used to this type of heat and humidity that we're experiencing down here, basically in the swamps of Louisiana.
We are definitely down very low, not anywhere near Lafayette, Tennessee. That's an inside joke, but
correct.
But really, this is new on the season for them. As you see, Little Rock Christian, where did you come from? Where did you go? We did not expect to see Little Rock Christian. We're at 7 and 9. That's Parkinson and Barnes, and they're going to finish in the top 5.
Now look at this, Drake. Maumelle is actually the team that is looking like they're going to push Sylvan Hills for a state championship here, as they look like they're going to score the 18 points here, as both Maumelle runners are just absolutely finding another gear. They are going to win this. Barnhart is way back in 4th. You get a runner from Little Rock Christian that's going to finish 3rd. Westby is currently in Westby's currently in 7th, and Milliken in 10th. So Maumelle is going to score 18 points here, Drake. And where is that paper that we just had that written on?
I just had it. I'm not sure, but wherever it went, that right there, that finish for Maumelle at 1 and 2 is a dagger. That hurts. Bryn Westby, you're right. She may be overtaken. She will be overtaken by 1, maybe 2. Yes, 2 different runners now. I don't think she placed.
No. I think she's 9th.
A Lady Eagle didn't place in the top 8. Westby runs 16 seconds under her PR. She gave it all she had. Milliken gave it all she had, but in the end it just wasn't. It wasn't enough to put the Eagles.
They go number 9 and number 10 in the state, and that's nothing to hang your head at, but certainly not what they came out thinking they could do.
No.
So with that, now Maumelle is sitting at 90 points. We don't move up, so the Lady Eagles are going to finish 3rd. There's only one event left. There's no way to catch up. We're going to finish in 3rd here at the 5A state meet. Maumelle is, let me look at their 4x400 time and see if there's any realm of possibility that they could win a 5A state championship.
The Lady Eagles, if they would have taken 1 and 2, which they very well could have there, considering Milliken and Westby were 2nd and 4th in state. If they could have mixed that up a little bit and taken 1 and 2, they would be just 4 points, around 4 points outside of the lead spot here at the meet. But
Drake, I got bad news for it. Well, not bad news for you, but Maumelle does not have a 4x400 meter team. So Sylvan Hills is going to win the 5A state championship back-to-back. In women's. Yes. Back-to-back, there's nobody that can catch them now.
This was the best year, I would venture to say, in the history of Lady Eagles track for the fact of those who pre-qualified and the fact of those who did qualify for state. We brought 26 girls.
Yeah, definitely.
We've never done that before.
You're absolutely right. It's going to be heartbreaking to them when they find out that not only are they not going to win a 5A state championship, they're going to place in 3rd behind a Maumelle team that they flat out dominated last week at conference. I know I said it already, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, and I know it's the same for all the athletes, but I've got to say that the weather had to play into it. It's kind of muggy and hot out there,
right?
And we're just seeing some girls put up times that we're not used to seeing them put up. And we know they're out there giving their all. They're completely exhausted when they cross the finish line. So, still competing and doing everything they can. It's just not happening for it. It just wasn't our day today.
No, it wasn't. It was the same thing we saw last year. We were expected to finish top 3 last year. I think we ended up finishing 5th in the state meet last season. So, 2 very similar years where you come in with a lot of high hopes and things just don't go your way. These Lady Eagles had such a great season. When those freshmen moved up, they won a lot of meets down the stretch as the 1,600 meter for the boys is beginning. But, as upset as you have to be as an Eagle fan for these girls, because that's the one team, they've never won a state championship, and you wanted this to be their year. And the fact that they were able to have such a great season but come up short and will end up finishing in 3rd, as much as that just breaks your heart over how hard and how well they've worked, you're going to have – I don't think there's much of a question here, but the boys have a big lead in first place. And I think we're going to have a state title for the Vilonia boys.
Yes, Drake, I think you're right. I just don't see the points left on the board here in the 3,200 and the 4x400 for anybody to catch us. Let me look quickly at Magnolia because they were in 2nd.
Right.
Magnolia has 1 runner in the 3,200, and he's way down the list. And then Magnolia's 4x400 team is non-existent. They don't have a 4x400. So in pretty much in the same fashion that we can go ahead and say that Sylvan Hills is going to win the women's 5A state championship, Vilonia is going to win the men's 5A state championship.
3 years in a row they did it. They took a 3-year break. I believe it was 3 years.
I think you're right.
And there they are again. The boys are going to come home with a ring. Man, you're so excited for them, but your heart is broken at the exact same time.
Absolutely, because, you see J.D. Otch there running. He's currently in 2nd place, 3rd place now. But J.D.'s going to run top. He should run top 5 here in the 3,200. There's somebody on Twitter. I don't know who's behind it.
Yeah.
The Arkansas State Track and Field Twitter account, and I've been following that this year. And going into conference week, Vilonia's women's team had actually overtaken Sylvan Hills in his rankings on the projections list after we moved our 9th graders up and some of the scores by some of our freshmen in the one meet they got to go to before they went to conference. And then after conference, he actually had us point. It was 0.15 points behind Sylvan Hills. So, and, neither team achieved quite the point total that he had projected us at, but still Sylvan Hills came a whole lot closer to it than Vilonia did. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. You've got girls like well, I'm not going to start naming names because I'm going to forget some of them, but you've got a lot of girls who have been out here for 2 and 3 and 4 years for the Lady Eagles track program, just pouring their hearts and soul into it and just, absolutely running their guts out, trying to win that state championship. Placed second to Magnolia 2 years ago. No, wait a minute. That would have been –
I do believe
three years ago. It was Callie's freshman year at Morrilton.
Okay.
Well, I've got that here. Let me look that up.
Yes, please do. While you're looking that up, I can tell you that the Natural State Track and Field had the Vilonia boys projected at 105.5 points. Had the Queen behind them at 75.75. So the Eagles with a nearly 30-point edge there in the early predictions for the state meet, and they're going to clear. They're going to clear everything they've been projected to do by mile split and by Arkansas Natural State Track and Field. It's just the girls that didn't meet the point totals of Natural State Track and Field, and they didn't meet the point totals of mile split either. It just wasn't their day.
Well, and it's not only so we're looking at it almost in a negative manner, like what the Lady Eagles didn't do.
Right.
But just as important as that, some of those finishes by Maumelle.
Maumelle was unrealistic.
I mean, like I said, I stood there and watched the whole entire thing. We absolutely dominated them last week.
Yes.
And then, it's going to set at 9. They're going to be sitting at 90 points to finish the meet because they don't have I don't think they have a women's 4x400 team, and the Lady Eagles do. Let me see. No, Maumelle does not have a 4x400 team qualified. So Maumelle's going to finish the meet at 90 points, and we're going to finish at, a little over 70 is where we're going to finish the meet up. If you say even if we get 5 points in the 4x400, that would put us in the middle of the pack. We're going to finish at 72.5. So, not as dominant as we beat them last week, but, just something that nobody saw coming.
No.
So kudos to them. Sylvan Hills did what Sylvan Hills does.
Yes.
They dominated the ones that they dominated and what they needed to do, and they're going to win a state championship. Maumelle came out and had an extremely good meet. They're going to be the state runners-up. Vilonia's going to get third. And
you couldn't – it was hard to imagine that Maumelle could have had such a day. There were a lot of really good teams that had contention, but it really looked like Vilonia and Sylvan Hills were the only two that could possibly win a state title. Let me read you this. In the women's team rankings, after all 17 events were completed at the 5A West Conference Championship, Vilonia had 251 points at the meet. Maumelle had 175.
That's what I'm telling you.
Vilonia by 80 points almost beat Maumelle in the 5A West Conference Championship. And now you come into this championship meet right here, and Sylvan Hills just chips away at all of the places where Vilonia had those little points here and there. Sylvan Hills just dominated. They did what they thought they were going to do. They did what they were supposed to do, and some. At one point, we were a third of a way through the meet today. Sylvan Hills was around 37 points. 35. Vilonia around 27. That's where we were supposed to be. That's where both teams were supposed to be. The disconnect through the middle of the day and through that last third of the day.
Yep.
What can you say? Things just didn't go our way, and Sylvan Hills, everything they could have wanted or imagined, you name it, they got it.
Yes, definitely. Let's see here. Not to completely look over the boys or the men's 3,200. You have Dylan Douglas of Maumelle out there in the lead. Alex Zangara is the runner in second currently, and then you drop back to the pack there, and that's going to be. It's another runner from Maumelle. That's probably Carter Reynolds and J.D. Otts right there in third and fourth place.
I do see. Now, this is Zangara. Mm-hmm. He's in second. Is that what you said?
Yeah, so right there, the runner from Maumelle coming up. It's about to lap the runner from Wynn. This is the lead runner right here that we've got the camera on currently.
Right. Maumelle with an unrealistic day, not just for the girls, but the boys too.
Oh yeah, Maumelle having a great meet, both boys and girls.
And I'll tell you this, not to take anything away from the track meet, but Morrilton, their number 4 seed baseball team, number 4 seed soccer team, and number 3 seed girls softball team are all in the conference championship.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. So I wasn't completely shocked. I'll talk about softball because I know the most about it.
Okay, yes.
I wasn't completely shocked that Morrilton went to Harrison and beat Harrison in softball in the round one of the conference tournament.
Right.
The reason being, our half of the conference
Much
way
better.
stronger than the other half of the conference. Farmington, definitely the class over there. All three other teams, basically the same.
Right.
So you saw Clarksville go down to Greenbrier. We beat Alma.
Right.
And Morrilton beat Harrison.
Right.
So Farmington, the only winner from that half of the conference. But who saw Morrilton going to Greenbrier and beating Greenbrier at their field in round 2?
Nobody.
Greenbrier's ranked number 1 in the state in 5A softball.
Yeah.
So, that was a shocker. Now, I don't know much about the soccer. I heard Mr. Newman talking about that a little bit ago. And, I guess they beat Harrison, who is kind of one of the class programs of 5A girls soccer.
Yes. And then boys as well, they beat Greenbrier, who's one of the top teams in the in the West. So Morrilton, something in the water over there, and whatever they were drinking, they went ahead and passed it over to Maumelle before this state track meet, because that was an innuendo into the fact that Maumelle has done the exact same. They are turning heads.
Definitely. J.D. Otts turning it on there. He's in third place and starting to stretch it out a little bit, but nobody's going to catch the guy from Maumelle, Dylan Douglas. I mean, he is way out ahead. He is a full 50 meters ahead of Zangara. J.D. Otts is actually really turning it on. He's picking up ground on Zangara now, but I just don't see anybody beating Douglas.
No, and looking at it here, our clock is a little bit off by about 8 seconds. So that's a lot in track. Not a little bit, my bad. But really, you're right. Ortega, I think that's him coming around right here. Wow. His time is going to be outstanding. He'll finish under the 9:50 mark. He'll actually finish at about 9:48 even.
Wow. Phenomenal. Zangara's going to get second place as you see him coming in to finish. JD is in third, but you've got a runner from Nettleton trying to come up and catch him, and it's not going to happen. JD Otts going to finish in third place in the 5A state track meet in the 3,200-meter run. So great job, JD, to really kick it in that last 400 meters and come up and get third place there and score some more points for the boys track team that I don't see them getting caught at this point.
Alex Zangara, you said Alex Zangara didn't win that, did he?
No, he got second place.
He got second place to
Douglas from Maumelle.
And Dylan Douglas from Maumelle was projected fourth coming into this by the rankings from conference and state. He actually, J.D. Otts, Dylan Douglas, and Kasdan Chandler all hit their PRs at the Jerry Roberts Memorial Relays in Vilonia, and they were all three at 2, 3, and 4. But Dylan Douglas from Maumelle was projected to finish in third at his PR this season, 10 minutes and 4 seconds. He just hit a 9:48 flat.
Wow. That's
unreal.
That is unreal.
That's 16 seconds. And Maumelle.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. We're still going to beat them, but wow, they're having a good meet.
Boys and girls.
Boys and girls both.
That's a 16-second PR in the 3,200.
That is amazing. 16 seconds. I mean, that's a lot even to make up in the 3,200.
Oh my goodness. And he won that by a solid 10+ seconds. He was way out ahead, and he hasn't done that all season. Dylan Douglas is senior.
So now with the boys 3,200 finishing up, we are set up for arguably the most exciting event of the entire meet, the 4x400. The Lady Eagles, let's see here. We are slated in looks like we are the second best qualifying time of all of the 16 qualifiers here. So no surprise there.
Right.
That we would be in there, but can we shave 4 seconds off and If nothing else, let's beat Sylvan Hills
Yeah,
in
come
something
on.
that they're the favorite in.
Come on.
Can we do it?
Let's have one event. We don't have to have a whole day, but let's have one event right
I
here.
mean, we've got an excellent group of girls to run the 4x400. We've got the two freshmen, Emma Buck and Lainey White. Actually, three freshmen with Lauren Patterson in there, and one senior in Allie Swaim in her last. No, she'll go to the Meet of Champs and maybe even the heptathlon. So not her last competition as a Lady Eagle being a senior, but the lone senior with three freshmen in the 4x400. Now, Kylie Brooks is standing over there with them, too. I don't know if Kylie is going to be a participant or not because there's two teams on the sheet that didn't list their runners, and that would be us and Parkview.
Right.
So I can't tell you for sure who Coach Stewart is going to start.
You know, I can tell you for sure what we're going to see out of that. Well, I can't tell you for sure what we're going to see, but I can tell you what we're supposed to see, although that hasn't mattered all day. What we're supposed to see has not happened. But Sylvan Hills on the year, their PR in this is a 4:12. Vilonia's is a 4:16, so about a 4-second gap there the Eagles will have to make up in this event. Then Parkview right behind them. Parkview hasn't had a lot of points this this meet, so not a big chance for them to start anything up. Christian is projected at number 4, Valley View 5, Cannon Fairview 6, Greenbrier at 7, Maumelle at 8. So I do have Maumelle projected at 8 right here, but I don't know, do they actually have a group of girls running in this event?
Athletic trainers located.
Okay, so I've got Mills, Watson Chapel, Farmington, Forest City, Batesville, Magnolia, DeQueen, and Blytheville.
So we will not see Maumelle.
The opening heat.
Yeah.
And then in the second heat, Greenbrier, Sylvan Hills, Vilonia, Parkview, Valley View, Camden, Fairview, Little Rock Christian, and Alma. That's the 16 participants that I have on the start sheet that they provided me at the entrance gate. But that didn't mean anything in the 400.
No, it didn't. So according here, Maumelle in the 4x4 should have the 8th best team in the state. And let me tell you, if Maumelle had a team out here running the 4x4 and they took first and Sylvan Hills dropped to, I don't know, a 5 or a 6, Maumelle could – I mean, if they even run this, could be.
Well, it actually have to go. Maumelle would have to go 1, and Sylvan Hills could finish no better than 8th, and then Maumelle would win by my calculations. And I could be off, so it would have to be. It'd have to go like that. So not likely, but anything's possible.
And we're not even positive Maumelle is running in this event, but still, I mean that.
I don't see them on the bench.
No, I don't either.
I see Alma, Little Rock Christian, Valley View, Parkview, Vilonia, Greenbrier, and a team that I cannot tell you.
Greene County Tech, maybe, possibly Blytheville. I'm not sure.
We keep calling for Greene County Tech every time, and they've
not showed up.
They haven't shown up yet.
Can I ask you, if you drop a baton, you're done?
Yes, baton drop is an automatic DQ. Now, I will say this. There is a boys Greene County Tech team on the field getting ready to run the 4x400. So they do indeed have participants at the state track meet.
Watch. They will disappear before we begin.
Maybe even into thin air.
Yes. If you had a situation here in the girls, this is the first heat. The Vilonia girls not participating in this one. If you had a situation where you had Maumelle running and they ended up getting a first-place spot because they ran so well today, and they also end up having, say, Sylvan Hills drops a baton, they would be the state champions in the girls. Although I don't see them out there on the bench.
Correct.
Crazy. I don't know if crazier things have happened, but
well, you never know.
Today's some wild stuff.
That may be Greene County Tech there on the inside. Did I call them? No, that's Mills. I'm sorry.
Yes.
So in the 4x400 relay, the way it works, the first lap, all of the runners have to stay in their lane the entire lap. Then you make the handoff in your lane, and after the first 100 meters, all the runners can cut to the inside of the track. So that's how the 4x400 meter relay works. It looks like we got Magnolia breaking to the lead out there.
Right.
Followed by Mills, and then I can't even tell what color that next jersey is.
And you do expect here to see Sylvan Hills, Vilonia, Parkview, and Christian finish in the top 4 in this, but really we won't see the big wigs. You won't see the power teams until the second heat of the 4x4.
So that's Magnolia, and then Batesville, then Watson Chapel. Who is the team in the red there? I know that's Blytheville in the maroon, and then DeQueen back here, and then Mills.
I do see I can't even.
Oh, you know who that is? The Hope. Is it Hope? The Hope Bobcats?
I didn't know Hope was the Bobcats.
Hope is indeed the Bobcats.
I did think they were the Watermelons, so that's education.
Actually, that's probably going to be Farmington.
Wow, this is the first. This is the first heat, so it's of the 16 teams. These would be the bottom 8.
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't seen a lot from any of these teams that we've mentioned so far. None of these teams in contention for a title, but what we have seen today, we can go ahead and call it for the most part. The Vilonia boys will be the 5A state champions, and the Sylvan Hills girls will take the 5A state champions in the girls section. So Vilonia goes 1 for 2 today. We wanted to go 2 for 2, and your heart breaks for the girls, but they're going to have a chance in the second heat of the 4x4 to make some noise.
Right?
At least.
Yeah. Like I said, let's just go out and at least beat Sylvan Hills head to head, and
Yes.
Salvage is the word I was looking for. You confused me with your whole sign language there. Salvage, a little something here at the end by beating Sylvan Hills head to head in the 4x400.
There is to mention we will have post-meet interviews on the field. We look to have those. We still did not test the field mic, but I'm assuming we'll be able to do a.
I've got confidence in being able to get that thing working.
Yes, very much so. So we will have some interviews down on the field. Hope to get Coach Stout, Draven Smith, obviously Luke Berry. Ask him about that upset of a day, being in the 200 and placing in the 200, and a couple different guys that made a big impact today. We had quite a few. Wyatt Milliken really showing out in the shot put. But as you see here,
Magnolia's going to win it.
Yes,
Farmington's trying to come up into second place over Batesville.
They're going to get it, it looks like.
Yeah, I think Farmington's going to get.
Nope.
Don't call it a comeback because Batesville said I got second. Farmington third, Watson Chapel 4, followed by DeQueen, Blytheville, and Mills. That's how the first heat is going to finish.
Although Mills was in the very, very back by a long margin to start, and they had a pretty hefty comeback there at the end.
They did indeed. Credit to the third and fourth legs of that relay team of closing the gap and making it a respectable race.
Mills Lady Comets. Now here, Laney White's going to start out the first stretch for the Lady Eagles, and this is the big one. This is the one all day. If we had a crowd mic, it would be all the way up because this is going to be nuts. It's the girls 4x4. We thought that once we got to this point in the meet, it would be the one that decided it, the event that decided it. But it looks like no matter what happens here, you're going to have Sylvan Hills crowned 5A state champions. Nonetheless, though, the Lady Eagles have a shot to knock them off and make a little noise.
Get ready for some noise in your ears. I don't know how this is going to work.
No.
Oh, it's going to work swimmingly.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
That's gorgeous. We're going to have interviews.
But we're also going to have crowd noise for this 4x400 final heat.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yes.
You're kidding.
That's why I set the mic out there.
Wow. Once again, Drake Toll, Corey Erie, Stone Cold Steve Austin on the Vilonia Sports Network. Welcome to the Vilonia Sports Network, by the way.
I have enjoyed it thoroughly.
First ever broadcast of a track meet in Arkansas State history, and it has gone, in the words of Corey Erie, swimmingly.
Yes, quite so.
And also, the boys side has gone swimmingly for the Vilonia Eagles.
100%. So as you said, Laney White will start off the first leg of the 4x400 relay for the Lady Eagles, and that's going to be Lauren Patterson running leg number 2. I fully expect Emma Buck to be in the third spot with Allie Swaim in the anchor.
Right. We saw Swaim throughout the season as the anchor in that. I mean, Buck swaps around, I think, with that 2 and 3 spot. But she's been great this year, coming up as a freshman. We've got 3 freshmen in this group, and it's their first taste of state championship 4x400, and this could be pretty crazy.
Drake, I got to tell you, that's the first swig I've ever taken out of a bottle of Propel. Propel, however you want to pronounce it, and it's quite tasty.
Really?
I like the kiwi strawberry. I'm going to have to get me some more of that.
Wow. That as good as I feel right now, being the first ever broadcast crew to attempt or successfully attempt broadcasting a state track meet, I now feel even better in my taste in water.
I would call it a success. There's the gun, and Laney White gets off to a good start. The Sylvan Hills team is just one lane inside of Vilonia there, and Sylvan Hills is closing that gap after the first 100 just a bit, and she's going to get up and overtake Laney, and then we've got a runner out there. I think it almost looks like one of the runners switched lanes already. The Parkview team, surely not. Either way, Sylvan Hills is definitely in the lead after 200 meters. Actually, no. Wow. Look at Alma. I didn't even see them. Look how far out in front the Alma team is from everyone.
Wow. In that last 8 lane.
Yes, definitely. So Alma in the lead. Sylvan Hills in second. Vilonia's in third. And Laney is really putting the hammer down. She's going to hand the baton off to Patterson in second place. Maybe third, but ahead of Sylvan Hills for sure, as Patterson now has the baton, and she's off. And again, Sylvan Hills takes off to try to close some of the gap. And you got to wonder if the first leg for Sylvan Hills burned a little too much energy. Look at Patterson really kicking it in.
Patterson right now in the third spot. We're not getting any crowd noise, all wind.
I'm going to turn that down a bit and get the wind out of our ears. So, yeah, so Patterson actually in second place now because Alma has fallen back to the pack. Sylvan Hills in 1, Patterson in 2, but she's right there on the Sylvan Hills runner heels, followed by Greenbrier right on Patterson's heels. So this is shaping up to be a super exciting last 2 legs of the 4x400 as we make the turn for the final 100.
We thought it would be. This one's big.
Both runners kick, and Greenbrier may be the surprise here in this race as they're trying to challenge Vilonia. Sylvan Hills separating just a bit. They're going to hand off with about a 10-meter lead, and Swaim actually is going to be the third leg, and look for Swaim to try to go run down the Sylvan Hills runner here in the third leg. Greenbrier's trying to make a move on Allie there, and actually it looks like we're going to be past. I expect it to be momentary as Allie really does a good job of building speed at the second turn all the way through the end of the 400-meter race. So Sylvan Hills is in the lead by a good 25 to 30 meters, followed by Greenbrier currently, and then Vilonia in Allie Swaim. So Swaim is looking to kick it here as she makes the final turn coming in her last 100 meters, and she's actually going to be overtaken by the Parkview runner as well as the runner from Little Rock Christian. So the Eagles currently set in 5th place as Sylvan Hills is in the lead. Parkview actually in second. They're going to hand off the baton to the anchor leg. Greenbrier third, Little Rock Christian fourth, and Vilonia fifth. And Buck has the baton, and Drake. Sylvan Hills has opened up a 50-meter plus lead on the field here in the 4x400. Parkview giving it all they can to try to run them down. Katie Love from Greenbrier there in third place. She's ran a good first 125 meters. Little Rock Christian out of nowhere, and then Buck in 5th place for the Lady Eagles.
This explains the day for Sylvan Hills. An unbelievable run for Sylvan Hills today, and it explains the day for the Lady Eagles. They were projected at second in this race, and they sit at 5th right now.
It's not completely over because Buck is really kicking it right now. Sylvan Hills is going to win it, no doubt. Buck has a chance to chase down Christian and Greenbrier both in the last 100 as she makes the turn. She's going to get the Christian runner, so she's up to 4th. Can she chase down the runner from Greenbrier in this last 50 meters? Emma giving it all she can, and I don't think she's going to have quite enough, Drake, and she indeed doesn't. Lady Eagles finish 4th behind Greenbrier, Parkview, and Sylvan Hills.
Lady Eagles at a PR of 4:16 on that race. They finish at 4:20, and Sylvan Hills, they PR at 4:12 on that race. They finish at 4:08. Corey, it's Sylvan Hills Day. Left and right, they can't go wrong. I think the only thing that they really had go wrong for them was shot put, and they only expected to get 2 points out of that.
They're like Midas.
Yes.
Everything they touch turns to gold, including the state championship.
That was good.
Hey,
that
I do
was
what
sad,
I can.
but good.
Hey, do what I can.
Can we write that down? Steve
Put-
came in the room just.
That was great right there.
Put that down in your binder of mini papers and use it. There you go. Yeah.
Put that in your coffee pot and drink it.
Make a sticker out of that too. Hey, if the Amblers are listening, we need a different. We need a new. Oh goodness,
the Midas touch.
Midas touch.
So, this will be the first heat of the boys 4x400 meter relay. You've got BB, Alma, Magnolia, Batesville, Morrilton, Sylvan Hills, Little Rock Mills, and Greene County Tech finally.
Oh, Greene County Tech's here.
We've called it so many times, and finally they do have someone in the race. So,
Corey, if you have to name an MVP today for the Vilonia boys who are taking home their 4th state championship, who do you give it to?
well, I mean, can you give it to anybody other than Draven Smith?
I don't. After a lot of deliberation in my own head, I think I have to agree with you.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what any of the other schools had as far as a well-rounded athlete, but
yes.
I would say that Draven has a chance to be the high point individual here.
When we total the points, I do believe Draven Smith will be the high point. He was the high point at the conference meet with 51 points, and I can hear Steve Austin saying under his breath, "It's a team. It's a team sport." Coach Stout is okay. He says Coach Stout's the player of the meet, and I can't agree more.
Oh yeah,
4
that's good.
rings for Coach Michael Stout.
That is a good observation, and Coach Stout is my neighbor. I mean, lives literally in the next house over from me, and I'm really proud to say I live next to a 4-time state championship coach in track and field. He's like John McDonnell. 5A track.
Hey,
how you like that?
Credit to John McDonnell. For those who don't know, John McDonnell won 44 national
Who's
championships
counting?
at Arkansas. He won a lot of. We were the Alabama of track.
So if the question is how many national championships did John McDonnell win at the University of Arkansas, the answer is all of them. All of them.
Yeah, I mean, yes, for the most part. And definitely, I mean, I would venture to say that when teams come to play or come to run in a track meet and they see that Vilonia's there, it's the same as it's the same as UCA playing Alabama in a football game.
It is, and I have been told by people in the know that at some of the especially like the last chance meets that they have right before you have your conference and your state meets.
Gorgeous.
Definitely. There's always teams calling Coach Stout and Coach Stewart saying, "Are you guys going to be there? Because we really want to get some times against. We want our runners to run against you guys because we know it's going to push them to get better times and maybe even pre-qualify themselves." And I mean, I'm talking from all classifications, not even just 5A. So both coaches very well respected around the state. I mean, my heart's broken for Coach Stewart. He's put everything he can into a lot of years of girls track. They've been so close so many times, and he's yet to get him one.
Yeah.
But I know he's happy for his good buddy Coach Stout.
Gotta be. They're best friends. I mean, and Coach Stewart comes into this, just every year that he gets there, and him and I know each other very well. I had the privilege of coaching his youngest son in basketball this past year, and to get to know him and be around him, especially this past week, the excitement that resonates from him. Coach Stout's all business. Coach Stewart is very relaxed and he's just excited to be here, and he loves being here, and he loves the girls and the track team, and really just what a great guy, and you want to see him get over that hump here because every year it seems like the Eagles are right there.
Yeah.
Look what's happening here in the 4x400. Greene County Tech is in this one, and every baton was handed off at the same time here.
I'm rooting for him. Look at this. Here he goes.
This is a close race. They were all jumping up and down saying, "Give me the baton." And our clock is definitely off by a good 30 seconds. So don't go by our clock. But wow, this 4x400 to start this first leg of it was wow. Commend them. Looking at the boys 4x4. Giving them some credit. The Vilonia Eagles currently rank at 3rd tied with Parkview, the exact same time to the 100th of a second with Parkview as it looks like. Is that Camden Fairview? Greene County Tech?
No, Greene County Tech is second. Sylvan Hills is first.
Sylvan Hills.
Yeah.
Oh.
Magnolia runner takes a tumble there across the line.
Well, they all finished there pretty much around each other.
So here we go. The race that everybody wants to see.
This is it, isn't it?
The boys 4x. This is the last race of the night.
Wow.
Boys 4x400 meter relay, and it's usually very exciting.
This one, if it's anything like the 4x4 that we just saw, this one's going to be pretty great. I'm actually going to leave the booth as soon as this is over so I can get down to the field. I say as soon as this is over. I'm going to give it a second for those guys. I mean, they're going to collect. And
well, you're going to have to give it a minute for them to get the numbers into whatever.
The old the abacus that they're using to calculate the scores here.
Yes, definitely. And then they're going to have to print that out, yada, yada, yada. There's going to be a little bit of a downtime. And then they'll announce the girls' winners first and then followed by the boys' winners. It's kind of how that will go. But, yes, definitely we'll get you down there, get some on-field interviews, and hopefully I don't screw up anything up here on this particular system that I don't know how to run. I'm just not going to touch anything.
Well, Steve will be in here with you, but we will have chickens, eggs, baskets. That's my favorite thing to say because why say the whole thing? We don't have to.
I like it.
But before they hatch, I can't go down there until they announce that they're state champions. I don't want anybody.
Sure.
I don't want to tell anybody, hey, congrats on the state championship before they announce it here. There's always that cool feeling of hearing it hearing it announced first and knowing first through that. But really, after we're done here, please stay tuned and get ready. We'll have interviews with a lot of the players from the Eagle track team. Obviously, we can't get all of them, but we look forward to getting a few of them. I'd like to go over some statistics from the broadcast.
Do it.
We have had more viewers for this broadcast than any other state track and field broadcast of all time.
That's an excellent stat. I'm so proud to be a part of the highest ranked track broadcast ever.
If we had one.
Yeah.
We would have the highest.
That's right.
Yes, if we did have one.
That's
and
right.
we had more than one. We definitely broke all records for
Every
live
single one
stream
of them.
broadcasting track.
Wait a minute. No. We wrote the record book.
We wrote the record
I like
book.
it. I like it.
We did.
Why didn't we call Guinness? Not the alcohol company, rather the book.
I don't know. After today, I might,
Call both.
Yeah. So, okay, the Eagles 4x400, the men's team here, are going to be led by Draven Smith on leg 1, and he is in lane 4. Ethan Jansky is lined up to be the second runner for the Eagles in the 4x400 meter relay, and then your other two runners are going to be Nick Lewis and Luke Berry.
Okay.
And it's going to be, I was a little bit shocked, I'm not going to lie to you. Luke ran the third leg at the conference meet rather than the fourth. So, who knows? Here we go. Draven Smith is off to a good start.
He's right there in the middle. That's where you want to be, right?
Yeah, but look at this one guy.
Good night.
That's
Just
just rolling.
Just on the outside of Draven
Those
there.
are the bright shoes. That could be Mills. I believe Mills has bright shoes. That's all we can see from this far over. Draven there right in the middle of the pack at 5th. He's got 2-3 runners behind him.
It might be Camden Fairview.
It could very well be Camden Fairview. But this one right here is a tight one. You've got 4 runners that are neck to neck to neck to neck at the very front.
It's Watson Chapel. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong list. Okay.
It is.
DeQueen is actually in the nope.
No.
Alma's in the lead, followed by DeQueen and Parkview.
Smith
Then Watson
finishing up.
Chapel and Vilonia.
Right now, you've got Maumelle, Nettleton, Parkview, and Vilonia at your 1, 2, 3, and 4. But Parkview and Vilonia have the exact same time on the season. They haven't seen each other at very many meets, so this could get hairy as Ethan Jansky takes around the second.
Vilonia's in the – no, they're not in the back, so there's one behind us. But Vilonia's in 7th place currently. Maumelle is not far ahead of us.
7th place by maybe 15,
Yeah.
not even 15 meters.
No, and the surprise is Nettleton out there in the lead right now.
Nettleton, they're picked at second, but Maumelle has a pretty secure lead in the state rankings. And look at Parkview go.
Parkview, they ran a 3:34 time, and they're actually about to take the lead over Nettleton.
Yes,
here.
they are. Wow, look at that kick at the final leg of the 400, or the final 100 meters of his leg of the 400.
Yeah, DeQueen's in third, Watson Chapel fourth, Maumelle fifth. Vilonia moves up to sixth now.
Alma losing steam, you can see.
So Nick Lewis is actually going to run the 3 spot. They're going to leave Luke Berry for the anchor position. He is the fastest Eagle runner, but he's going to have some work to do.
This is the worst race on, for any racer to run, because you're running full sprint for 400 meters.
Exactly. Parkview in the lead. I can't tell from this vantage point if that's DeQueen or Maumelle in second.
The thing with this one right here is there's no such thing as a kick on the 4x400. Your whole 400 meters is your kick.
It pretty much starts when you get the baton in your hand.
There's Nick Lewis.
Nick Lewis turning it on. He's going to pass Nettleton, and he's in fifth now.
There
so
we
it's
go.
going to go Parkview, Maumelle, Watson Chapel, Nick Lewis up
Look at him
into
roll.
fourth, passing DeQueen. So Nick's gonna put us in a good spot.
Parkview's not supposed to place first right here, but they're looking to do it.
But you got Luke Berry.
Oh, here we go. Eagles in fourth place. Chance to finish top 3 in this event, the final event of the track meet.
I still here comes Nettleton.
Wow! They were way behind.
Surely that guy can't run that pace the whole time. Luke's going to need to move up a little bit because that final 200 is going to be an absolute gut check for all of these runners
Yes,
in this top
is.
5 right here because they are all bunched up. Yeah, Nettleton is falling back. Luke's about to take over Nettleton. He does. All right, so here comes Luke Berry. He's
Luke.
about to overtake Maumelle.
Go, Luke.
He's going to have to run down the Parkview runner if Vilonia's going to win it. And does Luke have enough in the tank for the final 100?
Go, Luke.
Maumelle coming up on the outside. It's going to be close.
It's close.
Luke's doing all he can.
Parkview losing steam.
out in the front.
Oh.
Maumelle's trying. Come on, Luke. Beat Maumelle.
That's close. I think Maumelle just got
They
it.
may have done it. I think it was. Parkview 1, Maumelle 2, and Vilonia 3, I think is what it went.
Vilonia blasts their PR. They blasted it. They finished 4 seconds. They finished at 3:28, maybe even the 3:27s. And their PR is a 3:32, 3:33 this season.
Nice.
What a way to end a track meet.
And the announcement of the men's and women's 5A state track champions.
Okay, he was just making an announcement about they were going to announce the men's and women's 5A state champions. So everybody hold your tickets, as they say at the horse races.
Wow.
Hold all tickets.
This was like a horse race.
It was.
This was kind of cool. Now,
It was a lot of fun.
will we be asked to do every track meet hereafter? Probably yes. Although I think we need to save these for a special day.
Well, Drake, we actually were asked to do the Jerry Roberts
We
relays.
were asked to do that.
I politely turned that down.
Me as well.
And here's why. At a conference or a state meet, the way they do the field events before they run the running events, and then they do prelims, and then they do finals, we can set up a broadcast like we did.
Yeah.
And do, what we did. Now, at a regular meet, they start running events
Right.
basically right after they start the field events, and you've got all kinds of stuff going on. So there'd be no way to get any video of any of the field event participants, and no good way to keep track of what was going on. Although any other school, not any other, but several of the other schools in the state, you would have some kind of timing mechanism that's more user friendly.
Yeah,
so
we wish we'd have one here.
As we said before, we anticipate Sylvan Hills championship in girls and a Vilonia championship in boys. As you see the Vilonia boys there huddled up in a team prayer.
Jeremiah Lawrence delivering that team prayer. Our picture is so clear we can see that Jeremiah Lawrence giving that out. They've been huddled up there for well over a minute. I mean, those guys, the emotion, the excitement, for the first time, many of those guys for the first time, I think just a few of the seniors are able to take rings, but they'll take ring home, and they're the Lady Eagles. They line up and do the exact same and do a circle to pray it out. I do think they'll finish third.
Yes, I agree with that.
But Marvin Lindsay will announce the
So here comes the top 5 for the girls.
Parkview
in 5th.
Yes.
There is a tie for fifth. A score of 37 points. Little Rock Christian Academy.
Little Rock Christian tied with Parkview for 5th.
A score of 43 points from
Valley View in 4th. So both of those, they were tied for 5th. Vilonia girls announced as the third place in 5A state.
5A state
Maumelle. What a great day for Maumelle as they'll be the runner-up.
score 100 points. Maumelle High School.
Maumelle 100 points.
They weren't expected to get anywhere over 80.
No. So Sylvan Hills is going to be the state champions. We're just awaiting to hear how many points they scored.
A representative from Maumelle women's track team needs to report.
Wow. Eagles won't even come home with a trophy, and that's got to break your heart.
Yeah, definitely.
And now, Steve, if we can get a camera down on the Vilonia boys. Coach Stout wrapped in a big hug.
State champions in track in the women's division. Sylvan Hills.
Sylvan Hills, they lose it down on the field as they're awarded the state championship.
133, so they had
That's
more points than we realized
unrealistic.
they had. Yeah, our last update was a little bit behind a few events there. So 133 to 100. Sylvan Hills over Maumelle for the 5A Women's State Championship, followed by Vilonia in third place. So, real quick to run that down again. State champions Sylvan Hills state champions. Runner-up Maumelle, Vilonia in third place. Fourth place was Valley View.
That's right.
And then fifth was a tie between Parkview and Little Rock Christian. So, that's how the women's 5A state championship track meet played out, and we are awaiting the announcement of the placement for the boys. We do fully expect it to be Vilonia number 1, and Maumelle may get double runner-up positions. It's quite possible.
I think they might just here. If not Maumelle, maybe Magnolia.
Yes, because Magnolia was in second, so yeah, they may be the runner-up in the men's.
A great meet from Maumelle and the boys and the girl. I can't believe how well they did.
Still waiting for the boys' results. I think they sent a train to pick them up across the way.
I think that was actually a horse and buggy, to correct
the
you.
Pony Express, maybe?
Yes. This is a very 90s-oriented track meet. But as we said, it'll be interesting to see how the top 5 shake out for the boys. Sylvan Hills takes home second in a row. Dominant year for Sylvan Hills. We thought bringing the freshmen up for the girls was going to do it. But you hang your heads and you pick them right back up.
Yeah.
Because you're coming home with at least one ring. And being the first ever this was our Super Bowl of broadcasting.
It was.
I mean, I have a ream of paper full of track stats. I've got 4 Red Bulls up here, a 30-pack of Propel. We've got 2 different broadcast equipment sets merged together here. We've got 3 computers that have been open the whole time.
Yes.
We have overtaken the Magnolia press box, and there are papers. This is well over 400 pieces of paper right here that are just have track stuff on them.
And to do this it's a big deal.
Wow.
I mean, we have to be at every event.
Yes.
Filming with our phones and then coming down
We did.
the videos. And man, we have great weather today.
Yes, we did.
I mean, it's just been nice.
We got footage of all the field events. It's unrealistic.
Right. The only thing that we missed out on was a couple of the preliminary runs where we did not have athletes qualify for finals, and
Right.
we apologize for that. It just was not. It just was not set up where we were not set up and ready with everything else at the right time to get that. Also, it would have been very hard to predict who was and who wasn't going to qualify.
Right.
So still awaiting the boys' results of the 5A state championship track meet.
Seriously, though, I mean, guys, to be able to do this, a big thanks to you guys, a big thanks to Nick Newman for allowing us to do this, Matt Sewell as well, and a lot of credit to Corey, to you, and to Steve. I came to you guys, asked you guys to do this, and I know it was a lot to ask for because it's never been done before.
Well, my first thought is how. How in the world could we do it?
And Steve, we did it.
I know.
We literally just did this. That is unimaginable for the first time to be in the first year of our broadcast program.
That's right.
And so the kids can go back and just watch it
for the rest
of their life.
Yes.
I mean, it's cool. And for the community that can't be here, the community of Vilonia, man, it's just awesome that we can do this and bring it to them.
We did. I mean, wow. The first year for you, Corey, to help pave the way with the VEF and help pave the way to broadcast there through football season. Then, Steve, you and I helping with football and then in basketball. And now to be here, I mean, to have done what we did and with your help.
Don't forget about volleyball, man.
And with volleyball.
That's right. Hey, is there a sport I don't believe we've done soccer.
I don't think we've done. We had some angry parents over that apparently at the conference. We're gonna see what we can do for all soccer.
Well, it's hard to do them all.
Yes, it's swim meets. There are things we haven't gotten in there. Hey, I brought the house down twice in volleyball. I don't know if you remember that.
I did remember
in
that.
The same game.
I did remember that.
But no, we were in our first year on a low budget. Yep. There are broadcasts from Harrison and Farmington that are on $150,000 budgets due to state grants. We are on a low budget, under $8,000, and we are the first ever school to broadcast a state track meet. It's never been done in the history of the state of Arkansas, and this was accomplished to celebrate how good our boys and girls are.
I'm proud of both. I'm proud of both teams. I know there's probably some tears being shed down there by the girls, and I totally understand that. You know, they didn't live up to what they wanted to as far as expectations here coming into this meet, but I can't say enough good things about how hard those ladies work. I mean, they're practicing 5 days a week, during school, during their athletic period, stay late after that's over with, after school, and then a lot of them go in on Sunday afternoons and put in hours too. And I mean, the boys are right there with them.
Right.
I'm not saying that they're not, but I know how much work goes into it. I've got an athlete that's participated in track for 4 years, qualified for state 3 out of those 4 years, and I'm very proud of her and all her teammates out there.
Yes.
I got a lot of girls out there I care a whole lot about.
Yes.
And I'm very proud of all of you girls for always showing up, working hard, and just competing your tails off and doing everything you can to try to win every track meet that you go to.
Corey, it legitimately brings, really a tear to my eye to think about how many of these girls I've talked to in the last week and how excited they were, talking to Kristen Madden and Olivia Lowe even as a manager, how invested they were to this team. The girls that couldn't come to the meet due to school rules and regulations, they weren't even able to make it, and they're a part of this team. And they're at home grieving just as much as the girls here in participation. I mean, you can't help but just feel for them in the biggest way because these girls have put so much into it, and you can't. You just love all of them. You just want to
absolutely.
You want to comfort them in a time where they really had a shot this year.
Certainly so. So, gosh, maybe it's on a slow boat from China. The results for the boys on a slow boat from China.
They dig tunnels now from China. That's how they.
Yeah.
Here we go. The silence awaiting the storm.
That's right. So Nettleton boys are in 5th place. DeQueen places 4th. They were projected potentially to go 2nd. Magnolia in 3rd. I guarantee you Maumelle got a runner-up.
Yeah. Unreal. 73 points. Maumelle.
73 points.
And you know what that means, Corey.
That's right. You're the Vilonia Eagles. We're awaiting the official announcement.
How many points? 120. 107.
107 and a half. The Vilonia Eagles are your 5A state champions in track and field.
There it is. Go get your trophy. The Vilonia Eagles for the 4th time. They put another ring on Coach Stout's finger, and here they come to the middle of the field to Coach Lindsay, one of the all-time great track coaches in the state, and they hoist the 5A state championship trophy through cross country, through all spring and track season, through running in the winter, through running in the snow, the rain, the sleet, those mornings getting up at 4 a.m. to just go run. It pays off now as they hoist a trophy and place a ring on the finger.
Absolutely. Hey, it's time to have a fundraiser.
It's time to have a fundraiser.
Right.
You're exactly right.
So at this time, I'll take an opportunity to say anyone that would like to donate money to the 5A state champion Eagle Ring Fund, please get with Mr. Nick Newman or Coach Stout.
Checks can be made out to Drake Toll and Corey Erie.
That's right. Hey, if you don't know how to get a hold of those guys and you know how to get a hold of me or Drake, we'll point you in the right direction. get you the right phone number. But in all seriousness, anybody out there listening that, you know, there might be a business owner that wants to contribute, I know they'll be looking to help raise some funds so that parents aren't out the money for the state championship rings, as the AAA of Arkansas does not supply those for any of the schools that win state championships. Or, I mean, any of the teams that win state championships. So, great job by the Eagles to win it. Jake, you want to head on down and try to get your footage? Remember, all the way to on? Yeah, okay. So that's an inside joke here in the booth as well. And just as I said about the ladies, about being so proud of them for how hard that they work on a daily basis at their track and field events, the boys are right there with them. I mean, they're out there early mornings, late afternoons, Sunday afternoons, getting their work in. And, you know, it's paid off for these guys with a state championship, Steve.
Well, you know, if you're not in track and field, you don't realize how much work is actually put in this. I mean, I see them out there at 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning with the lights on, running and doing their what they do to get ready for a state championship like this. And so there is a lot of work put into this.
No doubt about it. I mean, and Steve's exactly right. You know, if you do happen to be up around Vilonia very early, you see this glow over by the school, and you're like, what in the heck's going on? Oh, Stout's got them out there working again.
That's right.
They love it. I mean, they love it. But this right here is what they do it for. I mean, they all, you know, we've been trying to replicate those 3 state championships in a row for several years now, and the Eagles have finally done it. And as Drake said, Coach Stout gets a 4th ring.
Man,
and maybe
that's unbelievable. Has that ever happened in Vilonia before?
No.
3? I mean, a coach to have 3 rings.
No, you know, softball has 3 state championships. We had tied boys track and field when we won our 3rd one just here a while back, a couple years ago. But now boys track and field's taken over with 4 state championships for Vilonia.
Man, that's something to be proud of right there.
Yeah, definitely. So very proud of every single athlete. And we keep talking about Coach Stout, but let's not forget that you also have Coach Stevens, who helps out with coaching the Eagles track team, and then you got Coach Cooper who helps out occasionally, and I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody, but that's what you've got. So it looks like Drake has Draven Smith set up here maybe for our first interview. Let me see if I can turn his mic on yet. Okay.
Hey, guys, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we've got you, Drake.
10-4,
you can go.
Look, what a great meet, Draven. You go into the conference championship, you have 51 points, and it all comes together right here. 6 different events today. How do you feel, state championship?
I feel pretty great about it, actually. I mean, I came out here, did what I was supposed to do, got us a state championship, and now we're going home with a dub. That's all it is.
Okay, so if you had to design the ring right now, what's it going to look like?
It's going to be huge. I'm talking that big, this big, that big around.
You got to talk into the mic.
Right there, that big around. We're getting it. That's us. That's ours. We got it.
Guys, 5A state champion track team. You can tell everybody here is excited. I've got J.D. Otts and Wyatt Milliken somewhere over here. I mean, nothing but excitement and elation. If I could give every one of these guys an interview, I would. Let me try to find J.D. Hey, J.D. Guys, J.D. Otts left and right all season long, freshman year now to his junior year, first state track championship. He's been in this state meet quite a few times. You ran a lot of distance races today. I mean, the success to win a team state championship. Talk about the team bonding and how close this group of guys are.
Oh, man, this is a family. I mean, it's just there's really nothing to explain it. It's just we're a big group of guys, and, I mean, it's awesome. It's a big family. We all love each other. There's nothing that can break us apart.
To come through into this meet projected to win by almost 30 points, how did that feel, not being an underdog but being really, really ahead already coming in?
Honestly, it was kind of nerve-wracking because, you know, it's all those teams looking at you saying we're going to get them, we're going to go after them, and it's going to be pretty bad. So, I mean, it was kind of nerve-wracking at first, but once we figured out that we had in the bag, it's like, I mean, hey, we got it.
Was there a doubt at any point throughout the meet that you were going to be the state champions?
Well, I mean, when Stout told me before the 2-mile that I had to get 30 better, else it wasn't going to happen. I mean, he doesn't tell us the points until afterwards, so.
So how sure were you towards that end that you knew you'd be coming home with a ring?
Well, when I got 3rd and Coach Stout said we got in the bag, I guess.
There you go. Hey, thank you very much, JD. Congratulations today. We'll try to find Wyatt Milliken over here. Guys, as we know, Wyatt today, a great outing on the shot put. Didn't expect to place in that top 8, but he finished at 4th. We'll go ahead and try to find Wyatt somewhere in this mosh pit. As you can see down here, a lot of guys, a lot of tears. We'll try to see if we can grab Coach Stout real quick.
So, yeah, Drake turned off his microphone there. I wasn't anticipating that. That creates a rather loud noise for everyone in the booth. And he's going to look around for Coach Stout down in that crowd. It might take him a minute to find him.
Looks like he's got Wyatt Milliken.
Okay. Yeah, you're
got
good,
me
Drake.
again,
Go
guys.
ahead.
I'm here with Wyatt Milliken. Wyatt, talk to me about that shot put. Excuse me. I got to see you over there at shot. You expected to place in discus today. That didn't pan out, but you instead made up for it with the shot put. I mean, how was that feeling? Because I don't think you expected that either, did you?
Well, Stout always told me all year, he said, you can throw a 47. You can do it. I've seen it. You can do it. And I was like, man, I don't know. I can throw 45s, but 47. And it just all came together. And I had no idea when I threw it. And it kept going.
I asked JD this same question. Was there at any point in time this meet, you had a lot of time to sit here and just look at the standings and see where we were. Was there any point in time you had any doubts?
I got really nervous about midway through the meet, especially just after field events had ended. Magnolia was coming on strong, but then we were able to close it out.
Talk about the team effort, not just the throwers, not just the field events, but the runners out here. How close are you guys, and how much of a team effort was this?
This was 100% team effort. Like you said, I kind of let us down there at the discus, but they were just able to overcome that and more, man. We're a family out here, and that's what it's all about.
Hey, congratulations, Wyatt, on a 5A state championship. Put a ring on that finger. Last person, we'll go ahead and find Coach Stout over here. A lot of these coaches put in a lot of time and effort, and you can't help but say, for Coach Stout, Coach Cooper, Coach Stewart, Coach Clark, the guys that come out here, Coach Stevens, Coach Cron with the junior high teams as well, the effort, the amount of time they put into these track programs, and now paying off for these boys to be crowned 5A state champions, it means a lot to Coach Stout. We'll try to find him over here. Corey, back to you in the booth here just briefly.
Yeah, so hopefully Drake will be able to get a hold of Coach Stout here rather quickly and get him on. And it looks like he does indeed have Coach Stout ready to go for an interview, and we're ready. If you are ready, Drake,
all right,
go
guys.
ahead.
Coach Stout tells me he doesn't have much voice left. Coach, you and I talked yesterday, and you were all business. We talked the day before Tuesday as well. You've been all business all week. Talk to me about how big it is to win number 4.
This is huge. I was just telling Coach Stevens, I think our program just stepped up into a select group in the state of Arkansas in the history of track and field. Probably us, maybe Magnolia and Crossett. That's about it. And the adversity this group of young men has gone through this year, I couldn't be prouder. I really can't.
Coach, a great meet. I asked the last two guys the same question. At any point in time, was there a doubt?
Well, there's always a doubt, especially with some of the great programs that's here, like Magnolia and DeQueen and Maumelle. There was a point late in the meet where Magnolia had pulled within about 3 points of us, and then 800 and on pretty much put it away for us.
For your guys, there's always that X factor, that extra edge that every team has. Is it the family aspect? What is it about this group that makes them so special?
It's got to be the family aspect. It's got to be we always talk Vilonia strong. Hey, it's Vilonia strong, man. It's nothing easy about what I ask these guys to do starting in November, and they carry it all the way through. They're just I can't say enough about how strong our guys are. Very proud.
Coach, 2 more questions for you. This one right here. If a player comes to you during a meet and says, Coach, how much we up by, how much we down by, what do you tell them?
We down always. We always down. We were down to that last race, so we was actually up 30 points.
I like that. I mean, you've always got them fighting with that underdog mentality. Now tell me, last question, if you have to sum up what you're feeling with number 4 on your hand, 1 sentence, what do you got?
You know, I really can't do that because every one is different. This group is different than any other team that I've ever coached, and the adversity they had to fight through this year, the injuries, and even some things that happened the last couple of days in some of their family lives. So it's really each one special. Is none of them, you know, any more special. Other than this one right here is the current one, and if I was going to say a group besides the year we had a tornado that had to go through as much adversity, it would be this group right here.
Coach, thank you very much. Congratulations, 5A state champions. Guys, back to you in the booth. We'll bring it back up there and wrap it up.
All right, Drake, good job on your interviews there down on the field. Pick some quality guys to talk to. We appreciate that. And you still see the Eagles celebrating down there on the field. And
they'll be celebrating for a while on this one.
Yeah, definitely. I think, is Drake wanting – oh, no, he's taking a picture. Okay, I thought he was wanting to try to get back on the mic there, but he was just getting a quick photograph, and he is working his way back up to the booth now. So –
it's like Coach said, we are now an elite group on track. I mean, that's all you can say.
That's right. Not many teams can say that they've won – 4 state championships in any sport, and we're fortunate enough to do it in track
and to do it back to back.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking through the list here, and you see some names a few times throughout there. I see Prescott popping up several times back in the 90s, and then like he said, Crossett had a good thing going back in the late 80s and early. Wow, Crossett has their name on here a lot, so that's why he's putting us in that group.
Yeah, I believe he did mention Crossett.
Yep. So Crossett, and then Magnolia, who's always has a quality track team, always competing for state championships. So definitely in a select group. Very proud of all these young men and proud of all the coaches, and man, it was cool to be a part of it.
And, Eagle fans back in Vilonia, you see these guys, give them a high five and tell them way to go, because this really means a lot to them. And like we said earlier, it's something that they work hard for, and they put a lot of time and effort into it.
They absolutely do. So Drake is almost back up to the booth. He might be winded as he's running the stairs coming up the stands. Excuse me there. We're going to give him an opportunity to share his final thoughts, and then I suspect we're probably going to sign off and start packing our stuff up for the long drive back home to Vilonia.
3 hours.
Yeah.
But, like we said earlier, the hospitality here has been great today. It's been a long day, but great weather, and we couldn't ask for better weather. We thought it was going to rain here at the end. We thought we might have some delays, but that held off. Just a great, great night.
Absolutely. Drake, your final thoughts?
Wow.
That's a good way to sum it up.
Got to catch your breath.
Just as sad as you are happy for both teams and the way this season finished for the boys. Hearing Coach Stout talk about it, and he's a man of God, and he really resonates that in everything that he does for his track boys. And so for him to have this opportunity, get number 4, I think it's special to him. It's got to be, because it's been 3 years and he's already back.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's 100% special for him. You can hear it in his voice or lack thereof.
Exactly.
After all of his coaching throughout the day. So
Drake, was you able to see any of the girls down there? I mean, how's their attitudes? And
it's heads held high. It's tears falling down, but heads held high.
Good.
Because those girls are really –
they need to be. Yeah.
They understand how great of a season they had. I wanted to catch Coach Stewart. I really did, just to congratulate him on the great year and to get his final thoughts, because I know he has a lot of great things to say about those girls, a lot of great things to say about that season. But, really, just in that moment, him wrapped up with each and every girl, in a huge bear hug, and all the things that he's put into them and that they put into him this year. Really, just what a moment for him to get to spend this time with those girls and reflect on the great year they had. And they came up short, but I don't think there's any love lost. I know there's not any love lost. And I think he understands that this team was very special, win or lose.
Oh, definitely. Like we were talking about it while you were headed down there, just, really proud of all the hard work that both of the teams put in, and Steve talking about how he sees them up there early in the morning with the lights on, and then we know they're practicing late in the evenings and even on the weekends sometimes, and just a lot of effort put into it, and you hate it for the girls. Your heart breaks for them, but then you're just overjoyed for the boys.
Yeah.
And so a mixture of emotions for the Eagles here. Definitely super cool to be a part of the first track broadcast.
Very.
Appreciate all the hospitality, by the Magnolia School District, the athletic director, the guy up here in the press box who was super nice and give us a place to set up, letting us get into the hospitality room and eat lunch. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So these nifty badges that the AAA gave us. So yeah, hey, pretty cool experience. I'm glad to be a part of it. Appreciate you asking me to come along, and hopefully we're kind of paving the way for some other schools to do something similar.
I mean, if there's something to look at, if there's a staple or a starting point, this is it. And I think we went above and beyond with the starting point, and above and beyond to be able to allow. There are track members of this team that have competed year in and year out, seniors that weren't able to attend the meet today. People that have worked blood, sweat, and tears and been to state meets in the past and just couldn't make it to today's meet because they didn't pre-qualify or qualify in conference and the school wouldn't let them out. But nonetheless, they're able to use this. They don't have to get updates on Facebook. They can watch it live in action and understand what they put into this boys team. They're still getting a ring for what they did. And for them to be able to see it all play out, because they can't be here, that alone, that is so special for me, and it's so special to really, like I said, this is our Super Bowl. I mean, this is first year of broadcasting. We're doing a track and field state championship. Thanks to AAA. Thanks to those at Magnolia, Nick Newman, Matt Sewell, those who helped us out with this. And, guys, thanks to you both. Thanks to Robbie Sherman, Taco Franco, Steve Austin, Corey Erie. I mean, you can't ask for anything better than this. This was outstanding. God's been good today.
Absolutely. He has, and there's no doubt about it. Man, I've had fun. It's been a lot of work and a long day, but I've had a good time with it. But I'm going to tell you what. Not going to be sad that we're signing off.
No. No.
It has been a long one.
Killed a lot of trees, drank a lot of Red Bull. That's all you can say about this day. And it'll take me a whole calendar year to get ready for next year, if and that happens.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I guess I would be honored to do the honors, signing it off for Drake Toll, Corey Erie, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Who's running for school board?
Vote for Steve.
Drake Toll, Corey Erie, Stone Cold Steve Austin, signing it off for the first ever live stream broadcast of a 5A state track championship.
Dilly dilly.
See you guys.
Dilly dilly.